Welcome back to Coffee and Tea with CarrieVee. I'm CarrieVee, your biggest fan, and this podcast is all things leadership, communication, confidence, clarity. It's all things life. We have the real conversations here, and we talk about things that some people don't really want to talk about, like what do we do when life gets hard? We want to get through life without any scars. We want to get through life without any hurt, without any pain, and it's not realistic to think that it will be that way. There are things that happen in our lives as we get older. Things come into our lives like those we love also aging. I have told people this before. I will say it again. To me, the hardest part of aging is watching your parents, your aunts, uncles, your grandparents, watching them age out. To me is the worst part of aging. Losing my mom and dad was excruciating. Losing my grandmother, losing two of my favorite aunts now, losing my brother. All of those things are so hard still. There are days when I wake up and I want to pick up the phone and I want to call my mom, or I want to call my dad, I want to call my brother, I want to call my aunt. I wish that they were still here. And I can remember a couple of years ago, when I was diagnosed with cancer in December of 2020, I remember looking on my phone at videos that I had taken previous. Now, my doctor called me at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night. That day had been so full of activities. And when he called, we were actually decorating the Christmas tree. I had just taken a little video of us decorating the tree, watching White Christmas on TV, and then the phone rang. And in the length of time it took the doctor to say to me, that polyp we removed, that little tiny polyp that we thought was nothing, it's actually invasive cancer. In the time that it took him to say those words, my whole life changed instantly. I can still remember what I was wearing. I can remember exactly what we were doing, what we were drinking, the words we were saying as I picked up my phone, my thoughts as I picked up my phone. And I can remember how everything shifted when that phone call was over. And I remember putting all of those clips together on a reel for Instagram. And the song that I chose had the words, "Sometimes I wish that I could freeze the picture and save it from the funny tricks of time." Right? Cher has a song, "If I Could Turn Back Time." How many times have we thought, if I could just turn back the clock, if only I could turn it back to when? Before this happened, before that happened, and then things fell apart, and then nothing was ever the same. That phone call from my doctor, if you have followed my story, you know that phone call from my doctor, December 13th at 8 o'clock at night, 2020, that phone call set off an entire year and 10 days of trauma in my life, one thing to another. It was a year of 2 major cancer surgeries and another cancer diagnosis of skin cancer. It was the year that I was diagnosed with Lynch syndrome. I also broke my shoulder that year. I had the virus a few times. Remember, we were in the pandemic. My mom was diagnosed with massive tumors in her colon, and she died 19 days after her diagnosis in the summer of 2021. It was a year of feeling like I couldn't catch a breath, that I kept getting shoved under the water over and over again. And I kept praying, God, just test somebody else for a while. I'm tired. And when I put that reel together and I chose that song, "Sometimes I Wish That I Could Freeze the Picture and Save It from the Funny Tricks of Time." It's the only words I know to the whole song. But it hit me like a sucker punch, because I thought that I really wanted to freeze the picture. I really just wanted to freeze the picture before the cancer diagnosis, before my mom died. But then I thought, what if I could take it back further, before my dad died, but further before my brother died? How about further before my grandmother died? Would I really want to do that? And lately I've been speaking with a lot of my one-on-one clients about this very concept of freezing the picture. What if I could only go back to just before that decision I made, or just before that person left my life, What if we could freeze the picture? Would we really want to? And as I've had these conversations with these clients, my mind has gone back to that reel enough so that I went back and I searched it and I watched it again. Sometimes I wish that I could freeze the picture and save it from the funny tricks of time. The whole point of me making that reel was to say, but time has moved on. And the choice that I get to make, and that you get to make, and that we all get to make, is what we're going to do with life, even when, and especially when, it gets hard to deal with. We have the power over our mindset. We have the power over our choices. We have the power to be grateful no matter what. We have the power to stay positive through tough situations. And the truth is this: if I could freeze the picture, if I could have frozen the picture, if I could have never gotten that diagnosis, if I could never have lost my brother, not have lost my dad, if I could go back and bring my grandmother back, if I could freeze time right there, freeze the picture, save it from the funny tricks of time, then what? Because if you follow that through, it's not as if you can freeze the picture, freeze time, and still experience all the great things that are coming. If I froze a picture before my grandmother died, going back to 2003, I miss out on a lot of things, a lot of experiences that I don't have time on this podcast to go through. So many wonderful things have happened in that time. If I froze it then, I wouldn't know my grandchildren now. Even if I froze the picture of when my dad died, if I could just go back that far, 4 grandchildren that are amazing. You see, when you freeze time, you're also freezing your future opportunities, your future joys, your future amazingness. When you get stuck in the past, stuck in trauma, stuck in things, stuck in if onlys, you miss out on today and you miss out on the wonderfulness coming. You miss out on the joy that is right in front of you, and it's always there. You just have to learn to look for it. Choose to be grateful. Choose to make choices that make a positive impact in your life and in the lives of others. Life has its peaks and valleys. We all have our fair share of trauma and our fair share of grief. But we have a choice. We have a choice to get up every day and make it an amazing day. We have the choice every day to get up and make it a great day or a not great day, no matter what comes our way. Because it's not circumstances that make your day great or not great. It's your attitude towards those circumstances. I am having a great time in my life right now with grandkids and puppies and children that are growing. And I'm well aware that I most likely have much more time behind me than I have ahead of me. My goal is to live to 125, so technically I'm not halfway there. But let's say that something happens and my last day is tomorrow or 2 days from now. That's a reality for me and for you, for everyone. We simply don't know. We simply don't know. So what is stopping you from living your very best life today? For most people, that answer is regret or staying stuck in the past, wishing we could turn back time, wishing we could freeze time. Those attitudes will only keep you stuck in that past. And every day when the sun rises in the morning and you wake up and you are still breathing, it is a great day. Make your choices. Your circumstances don't have to choose for you unless you let them. You don't have to have a bad day unless you let it be that way. We've heard people say, well, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. No, dude, you didn't. You didn't. You just woke up, put your feet on the floor, and chose to be grumpy all day. That's how it works. So wake up and choose to be joyful. Wake up and choose to have a positive mindset. Wake up and choose to be grateful despite what has gone on and despite the times where you wish you could go back to those times. You never have to wish that you could go back to a certain time if you truly live every day to the fullest. Because then when you look back, you can know that you embraced life with abundance. I can't say that I have always done that. There are so many times that I look back and think, if only I had, but I will stop myself now. If only I had isn't a reality. But I can, moving forward, that is true reality. You can't go back and change the past. So there's no sense wasting energy on that. But you can choose right now, right in this very second, to say every single moment of every day, I am going to live with full out abandon. I am going to love people. I am going to love myself. I am going to be grateful for every opportunity, for every breath. I am going to choose happiness because happiness leads to success. Success does not lead to happiness. We all know someone who is successful who is still grumpy and miserable. The happiness leads to true success. Your gratitude leads to true success. Your joyfulness leads to true success. So if you want a fantastic life, let go of your thoughts of wanting to move backwards in life because you can't. And embrace the entire attitude of gratitude and joy and the power of your choices. The choice is yours. We can't freeze the picture. And if we did, if we could, we miss out on so much amazingness in our lives. Your journal prompt today is, what can you do right now to start making your life better? What can you do right now to start making your life better? I am CarrieVee. I am your biggest fan. I love you. I really do. And I want the best for you. So wake up and make the best of every day, because today is a great day to have a great day. I love you, and I'll talk to you next time.